Hi, I'm Mud Morganfield, and welcome to the Blues Kitchen.
Mud Morganfield is the eldest son of blues legend Muddy Waters. We sit down to discuss growing up and living the blues in 1950 Chicago and his relationship with his father's music. Mud has already released 3 critically acclaimed albums, and his 4th studio recording is released on March 9th, entitled They Call Me Mud. As is customary in this series, Mud also performs his very own version of the Muddy Waters classic, I've Got My Mojo Workin. Mud Morganfield.
Hey.
Welcome
Liam.
back to Blues Kitchen.
Thanks for having us, man.
So, I think it's probably been, 7 or 8 years since we first met, maybe? And then
Yeah.
I think maybe 4 or 5 years since I last saw you.
Was it that long?
How have you been?
I've been great, man.
Yeah?
Just doing my thing, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you played your first of 3 Blues Kitchen shows in London last
That's
night at Camden.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. How was it?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah?
You know, Blues Kitchen is always great, man. And I'll tell you why, because it's opportunity for me and the band to reach a younger crowd, man.
That's what you've always said. Yeah.
I mean, because in Chicago, you know, most youngsters like to listen to pop and rap. But man, they were screaming last night for some blues, man. It was,
Amazing.
yes.
And you got a hot band with you, as ever?
Yeah, I got Steve Weston again, Ronnie Borson out of Denmark, Eric Rizzoni, and Brian O'Neill on drums, man.
Smoking.
They were hot, man. Ian Jennings, I can't forget Ian Jennings.
Oh man, can't forget Ian.
Yeah. I mean, this guy has played with some of the greats, man. Jeff Beck and Tom Jones, amazing bass player.
I think I saw him playing with Ronnie Wood, actually.
Even
one
Ronnie,
night as
yes.
well. Maybe even at the
Lisa
Albert Hall.
Mills, he's one of a kind.
So let's rewind a little bit. You were born, correct me if I'm wrong, in the mid-50s in
Yes.
Chicago?
That's correct.
Maybe you could paint a little bit of a picture for us. You know, what were your earliest memories, and what was your life like as a young boy growing up?
Oh, my
in
life was
Chicago?
rough coming up in Chicago, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was rough. You remember it was during the riots when King was assassinated, and they burnt the city down. You know, it was rough as a kid. You know, I come out of my house, I saw hustlers and drug dealers. You know, I mean, I don't want to put that kind of label on it, because I tell you, man, I had to friend these people. I had to live there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have the blues I got today.
Sure.
You know, you can't just get up in the morning and go out the house and say, look at me, I'm a blues man. You got to get some blues.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really wouldn't change too many things.
You got to live it to get it.
You got to live it to get it. Say it again. I like the way you said it.
Live it to get it.
You got to live it to get it. I got to use that.
Am I right in thinking that you were the eldest, you're Muddy Waters' eldest son?
I mean, so far, I'd be scared to say that. You know, he was such a mojo, man. Some guy might pull up next to me in a wheelchair and an oxygen tank and say, no, I am.
So as far as you're aware...
I'm the oldest son of Muddy Waters.
And you've got younger siblings. So as you were growing up, did the responsibility fall on you to be, I don't want to say a father figure, I imagine your dad was away on tour a lot. Did you look after your...
Because those are my hand brothers, and they were from different women from Dad.
Right. And you were saying Chicago when you were a little boy was quite a rough place, and the riots and that kind of thing.
Chicago was rough, man.
I mean, there must be some positive memories in there. I mean, what about first hearing music? Was the blues something that slapped you in the face straight away?
I was hearing Motown, American Bandstand, Soul Train, different things like that come on television, man. You know, with Dick Clark.
Yeah.
You know, and radios. You know, the Motown sound, Gladys Knight and the Pips.
So is that the music that you first remember hearing before blues?
I mean, I've heard that around the house playing.
Yep.
But you know, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't recognize that. You know, I mean, I hadn't had any suffer. You know, you got to remember, Pops came from the South, the deep South, where there was still a little slavery going on. So, you know, I came up in a different.
Because your father lived on the Dockery plantation, right? Down south.
Yes, in Mississippi, in the Delta.
Yeah.
You know, he drove tractor in the fields, and
Yeah.
you know, I worked for nothing, and so you know, I didn't come up like that. I came up in a pretty stable home. There was always food on the table. There was always a loving kindred going on. So no, I didn't come up that way.
So, again, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the music thing was actually something that came a little bit later in your life. So what did you do?
No, I come here with music, man. I might have been tapping on my mother's stomach, man.
Oh, okay.
No, I was born in the blues, man. I come out, man, with the blues, man. I can tell you the times I've been scorned for knocking on furniture, beating on the desk or something, you know, just making noise because I've always had these music notes running through my head.
Yes, okay.
And they was just bursting out, and I couldn't get rid of it.
But performing-wise, that's something that came a little bit later in your
Yeah, well,
life,
I had to grow. And remember, you got to live it to get it, remember?
That's my saying, I got to remember, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, I was going around, I was a young man, then I was a teenager, and I was in love, and I got 10 kids to prove it.
So tell me, before you did start performing, what was it that you did? What did you do to earn your crust?
Well, I mean, I'm a truck driver by trade.
Oh, really?
I drive big rigs.
Okay.
Well, I haven't drove them in a while, but that was my forte. I love driving big rigs.
So, you've grown up in Chicago, been a truck driver, and then in the mid-'80s you think, right, I'm going to start performing. It's time. What was the kind of light bulb moment? It's like, right, I'm going to get on stage. I'm going to get a band
Well,
together.
I tell you, I've had bands when I was coming up. Dad used to always give me instruments to keep the band, and the problem I had was I had to kind of force these guys and beat them with a rubber hose to come play.
Okay.
I mean, Dad gave me everything: the amps, the guitars, the drum sets from his band. You know, they had he took me in the basement of his manager house, which at the time was Scott Cameron.
Okay.
And we go in the basement, man. There was a wall-to-wall worth of amps that they just really not using for Marshall amps. They're almost brand new amps, and Dad just said, pick what you want.
Wow.
And I was like a kid in a toy factory, man.
Sounds amazing. It's like my dream.
So I'm grabbing these amps, and Dad, I want that. And he was telling the chauffeur, them, get that for him, you know, now. And I had a few bands, but it was just so hard, you know, getting these guys to come sit down and play what my passion was music.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard, man. And I just got discouraged. I was in and out. I would go back out in the streets and get some more blues, and I would come back in and put it into the music, you know, sort of thing.
Now, when you perform live these days, your set is made up a lot of your own tunes and a lot of your father, Muddy Waters, tunes.
Well, I mean, you know, I tried to sing like Tyrone Davis. I tried to sing like the Stones or somebody else, but I'm always coming back around to Dad. You know, I can't get away.
Well, I was going to ask you, so you've got your own songs and you perform Manish Boy or Mojo Workin.
Yeah.
Now, do you approach them differently? Do you feel different when you're singing your songs to your father's songs?
Of course, yeah. Of course, because, you know, those are Dad's songs, and he probably felt differently when he was doing them.
Yeah.
So when I do my stuff, it's like, you know, hey, this fits me like a glove, you know, it wraps around me.
Yeah.
And I feel good about it.
Nice. So you are 3 albums down, and I understand you're working on a new record.
It's done.
Done. Finished.
Done. Finished.
Tell us about it. Tell us about your new
Mastered.
record.
Oh, it's coming out March the 9th, and it's titled "They Call Me the Mud."
They Call Me the Mud.
They Call Me Mud.
Amazing.
I think it's a variety of so many different songs on there.
What's the material like?
It's a little of everything. That's what I mean. I mean, I got even a kind of a jazz tune on there that
Wow. Okay.
that Billy Branch, harp player Billy Branch plays on. It's just all instruments.
Yeah.
I have a kind of a funk boogie thing that a guy from Chicago named Mike Wheeler,
Okay.
who's playing on. He's a fantastic guitar player. And I also have Annie Harris. I don't know if you heard her. She's a violinist.
Oh, okay.
And, yo, man, I mean, I got horns on some stuff, some R&B stuff. I got some, I'm really proud of what I did.
Is the violin for a more traditional country blues type sound?
No, it's nothing like that. The violin is for a couple of ballads.
Ah, okay.
That I love doing ballads. I love doing ballads, and I got two. I got one. My daughter is sharing the stage with me. My youngest daughter,
How old is your youngest daughter?
She's 30 now, but I mean, she's a gospel singer,
Okay.
and I had to do a lot of persuading to get her to.
Well, it's been lovely chatting to you. I hope
you
your
very much,
show
man.
this evening in Shoreditch and tomorrow in Brixton are as fun as it was
You know,
last night.
we do what we do, man. We come to bring the blues here, man. And
sure
again, and let me just say this for your listeners, man. You know, the UK is where it started for Morganfield, man.
Yeah.
I struggled everywhere, but when I came here, the UK loved me. Well, I think they loved my dad, and they see me and they say, well, hey, this guy got to be okay.
Yeah,
And now
absolutely.
they love me. So.
Well, I mean, us Brits have kind of got a bit of a reputation for that, haven't we? Really,
You sure do. No, I'm seriously, you do.
In the '60s as well,
of
with
course.
all those artists coming
Of
over, the
course.
Stones and the
Of
Beatles and
course.
all those guys.
You do.
Giving people like your father and Howlin' Wolf a bit of a leg up again
Yeah.
and getting them back in the
I
public
can tell
eye.
you this: you will not find, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth or put down Chicago because I was born and raised there. More than likely, I'm on the past there. But you will not find a club that is packed with as many 30-year-old young people as I found in the Blues Kitchens. I could see people in the Blues Kitchen last night they was literally laying on the stage from that point all the way to the exit.
Amazing.
Standing room only. I mean, you couldn't squeeze in there hardly. It took me every bit of 3 minutes to get to the stage through the crowd.
It's fantastic.
It's great.
I'm so delighted to hear that.
Yes.
Super cool.
You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So, Mud, you're going to perform for us. Maybe you'd be kind enough to introduce your tune.
Hi, I'm Mud Morganfield, and we're going to do Mojo for you guys. Got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. Got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I wanna love you so bad till I don't know what to do. I'm going down to Louisiana to get me a mojo. I'm going down in Louisiana to get me a mojo. I'm gonna have all you women rich under my command. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you.